Hi everyone. I hope that you found some value this week in going through the example papers. When we have in-class, in-person classes, I always find this to be a really valuable activity because sometimes I feel like we can't see our own writing in the same way that we can view others' writing. And that's a skill that we have to build over time. We have to read other pieces of writing. If you'll remember back at the beginning of the semester, one of your assignments was to read through an article and do sort of a rhetorical analysis. So basically, you were reading that paper as a writer, looking at the writing and how it was put together and how they made rhetorical decisions so that their argument was either strong or not very strong. And so we're kind of doing that again by taking a look at other argumentative or supposed to be argumentative essays and seeing how they were put together. And the value in this is number one, seeing mistakes that other people make so that you go, oh, okay, I see what they were trying to do, but here's how I would improve that. The other angle is that sometimes people do things really well. And so maybe you saw um, some different things from those essays that you thought, okay, this is a strategy that I could use in my own writing to make my own argument stronger, whether it was a way that they developed their argument, whether it was maybe how they crafted paragraphs or their thesis statement, their organization. So whatever you took away from that, I think is a valuable thing. So I hope you completed that activity and got that turned in. I cut the discussion board this week because I wanted to give you some time to focus on your papers. So with that said, just of course, keep writing, writing, writing. That's the main thing that you're going to be doing because your paper is actually due at the end of next week. And I know that seems soon, but if you'll remember, our semester is pretty crunched here. It's okay. It's going to be okay. As long as it is complete and you've really worked hard on it and, you've incorporated all the things that I've asked for or at least attempted to, just remember that I'm going to give you feedback on your draft and then you can revise it for your final portfolio. I'm going to try to have a Zoom in the near future, about how to fill out your final portfolio rubric. It has to be optional because that's the way this course is structured, but it will be highly encouraged for you to attend so that you can make sure you understand that. So as we're getting close to the end of the semester, keep in mind that you do need to revise your first assignment for the semester. As you get time or as you need a break from other things that you're doing, make sure you're taking a look at my feedback on that and then figuring out how to incorporate the feedback into your writing. You'll also need to revise your argumentative paper that is, again, due at the end of next week. I'll give you feedback and then you can take that feedback and revise it for your final portfolio. Next week, I'm going to introduce you to your remix assignment. I wanted to put it there next week just so that you can have an idea of how to move forward. But obviously, you're probably going to spend most of your time next week writing and revising your essay. I also have a list next week that I want to remind you of things that you should be aware of as you're finishing up your paper. Let's see if I can get that up. So some things to think about: make sure you adhere to the assignment sheet. So double check, triple check your assignment sheet. Make sure you're fulfilling all requirements, including length requirements. Although I do say that, if you write due to the fact that, that's, I don't even know, lots of words, when it means the same thing as because. So, length to me is not the end all be all. It's more about development of ideas, but just keep that in mind. Do you adhere to the genre of a research-based argument essay? Have you set up the paper using the APA template and using APA formatting? Do you have a strong and narrow topic, a strong and clear thesis statement? Do you have appropriate subpoints that help prove your thesis? So those are your individual paragraphs that you have. Have you included research into your writing with citations and a references page? And have you balanced your own voice with summarizing, paraphrasing, and quoting information, of course, with quotes used sparingly from your sources? Appropriate organization and paragraph breaks, clear topic sentences that introduce what each paragraph is about. Have you fully developed your ideas? You have a clear introduction, body, conclusion. Those should all be clear as far as how you set that up. Make sure you include sentence variety. And I gave an example of that on the Ask Me Anything discussion board the other day. How about your tone for the argument? You know, all of that kind of plays into those stylistic choices. And then have you edited carefully? So that list is on next week. So you'll finish up. Make sure you turn your document in as a Word document, not a PDF, because of the way that I give feedback to you. And then you'll be good to go. So we'll have another optional Zoom next Wednesday if you want to join for that. If you have questions before you turn in your draft, then I will be here for that. All right. Have a good weekend.